Hello, my name is Natasha Beauregard from Tri-Cities Community Television, and I'm in studio with Hossein Zohoori from the Conveyor of Education in Eurobats. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Hossein Zohoori. I've got my PhD in biodiversity and wildlife management, and I also have been teaching in the environmental science field as a professor of university. I became interested of the bats when I was a bachelor student. I found the bat in a cave, and then I talked with my professor about bat, and because at that time I didn't have any idea about the bats. So he told me, if you want to be a useful person in a wildlife conservation, you should try for bats and you should study for bats. So I did it. And now, after 18 years work and research on bats, I think at this time I can call myself bat specialist. So here I am a member of BC Bat Team and co-chair of South Coast Bat Action Team. I think it's enough.
So tell us a little bit about the bats themselves that you study.
Yeah. Bats is the most amazing animal in the world. They are around 1/4 of the mammals in the world, and they were very, very, very effective on ecosystems and very useful. They had many shapes. They had many different kind of foods, different kind of faces, different kind of tails, and they can fly like a bird. So they had a real flying, and they can be in two ecosystems, underground ecosystems and ground ecosystems. So they are like a messenger between underground and ground ecosystem. So they are very, very important. And they can feed from the insect or from some seed or plant, fruit, or some part of the trees. So they have a variety of the food.
Okay, so I hear that you have a farm that is full of lots of, I believe, the Eurobats, and they are becoming endangered, I believe?
First of all, I should talk about the importance of bat. I think so.
For sure.
If we divided bat to the insectivora and the frugivora bats, insectivora bat is very, very effective to insect control, like a biocontroller, and the frugivora is very, very effective to disperse seed of plants and seed of trees in all of the world, especially in the old world, because they are belong to the old world. Good. So they are single animal that they have a section, special section in a UNEP, United Nations Environmental Program. So none of all of animals had this section. That name is Eurobats. So we have a yearly meeting and we gathering to each other and talk about the bat problem, especially in all of Europe, some part of the Asia, some part of the Africa, and problem in all of the world. So we have more than around 16 intersectional group, and we talk about many problems of the bat and many beneficial of the bat. The bats are more sensitive animals, has a high sensitivity, and they could be effective from the human activity, like habitat loss, like road construction, light pollution, and especially at this time we have a very, very, very major problem with the disease, fungi disease, that name is white nose syndrome. It becomes from the United States and killed 6 million bats last year in there. Unfortunately, we observed it in Canada, not here, in east of Canada, and yesterday I read a report about this observation in China. So it's very, very important because China is close to here, and so maybe this disease want to cross from the British Columbia to China. We should care about bats.
Is there things that people can do, say for instance, maybe put up bat boxes in their, by their houses, like things like that? Can we help with the bat population?
Bat houses or bat box is very, very important, and people can put it on the outside of home, and it has a good reason for bat monitoring and bat controlling. It's a good, and actually some events can help the bats. We have a national and international events in a world. One of them famous that name is International Bat Night. It's very, very famous in Europe, in some part of the Asia and some part of Africa. And I introduced the special bat events 2 years ago to the Eurobats, I think so, yeah. That name is Bat Valentine Nights. I celebrate the Valentine for the bats, and it's for first time in the world, and maybe we can do it in next year in British Columbia, and after this in all of Canada. And in my opinion, people could be effective in a bat conservation. So we need to educate our people, especially when you are outside of the Canada. You cannot find some people especially British Columbia that they know many things about the bat. But when you are here, you can find many expert people. So we have many expert people in British Columbia. We need a show off to all of the Canada, all of people, all of the world. Okay, we are here, we can do this, we can do that about the bat conservation. And we need celebrate some events. We need describe new events for the British Columbia specifically. And we need maybe publish some posters, some brochures, some book, and provide some bat toys instead of Batman toys. The Batman is a famous character, but it's not good. All of people, maybe some of them, afraid from the Batman. It's not doesn't like Batman. We want to people like bats. So that's it.
Yeah, so how can people go and see bats and learn to appreciate and not fear them?
Yep. We can make a tour for them, go to some caves or go to some old building, and they can watch the bat hanging up on the roof or roof of the cave and something like this. And we can describe many plans for the people, but it's need some budget and money, and people can help us, maybe like a donation. And at this time, we organize South Coast Bat Action Team here, and we're trying to conserve bats, we're trying to educate people, and we're trying to find the best way for public awareness so people can help us.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for watching. This is Natasha Beauregard from Tri-Cities Community Television.